we play again?
We got one person online. The workload is enough for like 10 users. I think we got a hacker.
Shall we play again?
It is May the 16th, it is 07:34, and this is your morning brief. So we're still talking about this 3389 port, RDP vulnerability. And I noticed on my Twitter feed yesterday, the Hacker News retweeted, I hope I got his name right, Shakri Bekrar, that's at C. Bekrar, Bekrar. He stated that they confirmed the exploitability of it. And it says, without authentication, provides system privilege. That either means that he's created the exploit, or he's just confirming something that Microsoft. I'm assuming here, and assuming is always not very good, but I'm assuming he's created the exploit, and I'm hoping that he's some kind of savant, super genius, because it took a day, and so if it took him a day, let's assume that he's a pretty smart guy, and there's lots of smart guys out there. It's going to take everybody else a day, so we can assume now that there is an exploit. It's not yet public, but I got a feeling it's going to be public pretty soon. So there's going to be an exploit to exploit this RDP. So again, patch. That's all you can do, patch, or use that mitigation. They say network level authentication, but to be honest, patch. That's the way it's going to save you. The other thing that came out was there was a flaw. Now, it was interesting because it said Microsoft found a flaw in Google's Bluetooth Titan security keys, the two-factor authentication. Now, that the good news is, I guess you can apply to Google for a new two-factor authentication key, which is, very good. We want that. And so that's kind of, hey, when we start looking at two-factor authentication, we're seeing attacks against, one-time passwords sent to phones where you can obviously clone in SIMs or setting yourself up a telco and rerouting it through that way. But we're definitely seeing, attacks on the two-factor authentication mechanism. So we're kind of getting towards that perfect storm where we've got that RDP exploit and you've got this ransomware that's going on. And there was, I did note as well that there was another website, and this one is Forbes. Forbes was hit with that JavaScript injection. So if you imagine, it looks like a third party was compromised. So someone who supplies code like in real runtime. So if you've got a JavaScript sourced from a third party runtime, in other words, live. In other words, if you're not hosting that JavaScript on your website, but you're pulling it in from somewhere else, someone's compromised those people. And of course, it's now injecting the new JavaScript with the bank slurping stuff. So it basically steals credit cards. Now, Forbes have come out and said that, they don't know of anybody that had their credit card stolen, but it does kind of, again, start looking at the third-party sourced scripts that you're running. Because we've seen this before with British banks. They had to replace 40,000 cards, and you had Ticketmaster after the Maze cart infection. British Airways, Newegg. There's a lot of third-party sites, and these are the ones, obviously, that we know of that got hit by this type of attack. So be aware, if you are using third-party sourced scripts, understand their security as well. And this is all about part of the supply chain. It's understanding what your reliance is on other people's and can they be compromised to compromise you. Because at the end of the day, you can't point a finger and say, hey, it's their fault. It just doesn't work like that. It's a reputational damage, sure, against them and you. So that's a quick roundup of what's going on. So hopefully all your admins are busy patching everything, or at least tested it before they've patched it. Like always do. Test before you patch. Trust and verify. You've got the two-factor Google keys. Again, you just have to go online and ask for replacements. And you've got this MageCart, malware, bank slurping malware again. It's starting to rear its ugly head. So understand where you're sourcing your code from. So it is 07:39 on May the 16th, and that was your morning brief.
Shall we play again?
We got one person online. The workload is enough for like 10 users. I think we got a hacker.
Shall we play a game?
We got one person online. The workload is enough for like 10 users. I think we got a hacker.
Shall we play a game?
What are they doing to him? Breaking into his mind. It's like hacking a computer. All it takes is time.
Red alert! All hands to battle stations!
Hello, friend.
Welcome to Red Spy 365.
Shall we play a game?